Without mental health, there is no health. Yes, that's right. Good morning. I feel mentally ill just even making this video at 5 in the morning. Why do you feel mentally ill? This is very good for us. And this is actually good for anyone who, it's like a diary entry. Yesterday was, I love you. I love you, Johnny. Good morning, Mother and Father. We love you. And we feel supported to make this video. And I was just going to say it won't be a long one, but how do I know that? Yeah. Why do you feel that you must qualify what you're doing with the preface that it's not going to be a long one? You don't know. We might have a lot to say about mental health. What would you like to say for starters? Well, OCD is like something that manifests in me and in John when we're stressing out. We get preoccupied with everything to an unnatural degree. And today is going to be about meditation, yoga, most notably stretches, stretching the body, deep tissue massage. I'm being fed this by channel, by the way. Not for just from John, but from all the brethren and the mother and the father, because John needs it too. John needs to hear this too, right, honey? Yeah. Now, yesterday was a real up and down roller coaster ride. Thanksgiving 2023 started out pretty good, but degenerated with Christopher, which is common. I'm not going to say, sadly it's common. It's not sad, it's just what it is. There's no reason to get sad about it. It's just to realize that, things are not always well around here. And I'm not putting all the blame on him. I'm blaming all of us. I'm not really blaming either. I'm just observing all of us as sometimes a dysfunctional organism. So what have you to say about this, John? Right now I'm getting giddy with the prospect of a day of deep tissue massage and just kind of laying back with you, watching movies and not doing much of anything except engaging the senses in pleasurable activity with you. And pleasurable activity with you is part and parcel with being exclusively alone with you. So we'll do what we did yesterday without the drama of fighting with Christopher. Close the door. Well, how else can I put it? I just want to work with you in a successful, calm environment where we can get our messages through, receive messages where they're necessary. Breathe deeply. Enjoy music in all its forms. Enjoy art in all its forms. And you have a message to deliver now about the Twin Flame community. Yes, we get a lot of questions bombarded with on the Twin Flame Quora page about numbers, numerology. There's something to getting prompts with numbers. We do it ourselves. We, like 505 right now. Powerful twin flame number. I don't know why these numbers are powerful, but they hit at specific times. The ticket is just to realize that it is a phenomenon, but why are you people so bogged down in what these numbers mean to the public? They have to mean something to you. So what you need to do is when a number catches your eye, you don't get on Quora and say, what does it mean I just saw 555? What does it mean I just saw 999? What does it mean? If that's what you just saw, stop and think for a minute. What are you doing at that moment? What were you thinking about at that moment? What did that moment hold for you? That's what you should be paying attention to, not asking strangers on Quora, what did this moment mean? What did this number mean? It's not the numbers themselves. It's not the numbers themselves. It's what you're doing at the time that you see them, that it strikes you to look at them. You getting this? Numbers are kind of inconsequential. It's what you're doing at the moment that a number strikes you. John, is there anything I can add, you can add to this? Yeah, but that was actually beautifully and well said. Don't use other people as a crutch. All your answers are within. It sounds cliche, but you people have to start honing your own intuition and figuring out what things mean to you. Other people can't tell you what things mean to you. You need to examine your feelings, how you're feeling at a moment at that moment, what are you doing? If you're obsessing about your twin flame at that moment, or who you think is your twin flame, I'm going to have to go out on a limb here and say it's not your twin flame. You're just obsessing about some person, and the numbers is a reason for you to focus on your obsession. Get on with your life. Start doing service for others. Start finding a way to work with the universe and stop pushing against it. Stop asking so many questions and do some research. Start reading the Ascended Masters. There's many. Look up Ascension. Look up Ram Dass. Look up Eckhart Tolle. Look up Dr. Joshua David Stone. And yes, Sylvia Brown. Just because she was a psychic doesn't mean she was not a powerful seer in other ways, in the spiritual sense. She's a mighty, mighty spiritual power, and her books have helped many. That's the message this morning, right, Lena? It sure is, baby. And this is service now, so, we're, you just looked at the numbers. Yeah, and it was 846, which is a number 9, which is our number, one of our numbers, big numbers, that resonates with us. And at that moment, I said, we're being of service. That's how it works. I love you, John. 909. There you go. So yeah, we got to stop being obsessive, and anxiety causes OCD. What do you want to cook today, baby? Oh, what do we want to cook? Well, we have all those foods that we were making that we had prepared for Thanksgiving, but we'll just make something else with it. You don't want to do hash browns, potatoes this morning with onions and sausage? Sounds like somebody else wants to do them. 9:45. All right, you're on. Hash brown potatoes with sausages, and Christopher will get some of those too. But last night it was very peaceful over here. Christopher was doing his own thing. He was watching a movie. We all had a blow up yesterday because nobody. It's like a mixture of cabin fever and frustration and, you know, short fuse. He gets a very short fuse. John gets a very short fuse. I get a very short fuse, mostly because I feel, that I'm not healing fast enough. I want to be up, but there's so much I want to do, and my pain often prevents me, and then I get upset about that. John gets upset when I'm upset about that. If Christopher doesn't do something like cut up an onion when John asked him to, John has a fit because of Lena. Only because can't he do this one thing for her? Yeah. And then John pitches a fit at Christopher, and then it's a horrible cycle. Christopher loses his fucking mind and he becomes psycho. This morning we said, when we posted our morning service, without mental health, there is no health. John said, do you think Christopher could actually kill you one day? Just rhetorical question. I said, anyone can kill anyone. It could happen. If you don't take care of your mental health, you don't know what you're really capable of. Do I think he's like a serial killer that would, chain me in a basement for months? And no, I don't think he's like that. I think that he could take like something and hit me over the head with it. He's done it. He's done it. He did it with an ashtray once in front of company. He was really stressed out. And I said something that really triggered him. And I knew it was going to trigger him. Now, he didn't bash it down over my head, but he clunked me with it. And it hurt like hell. And I said, he's capable of anything, this idiot. So you gotta fucking decide how far you want to go with somebody. And he's pushed you around in the past. Don't forget that. Yeah, he's gotten physical with me. Like pushed me around. When I was walking, and I was disabled then, he would get in my face. And, I always fought back because that's my nature. But, he was mostly like the big thing, the big gooning thing. His upper body strength is not that good. Mine is better. So, you're just like that song, Big Boss Man. Yeah, you're just tall. That's just about all, right? But people get capable of anything, and literally he can throw his weight around if he's really angry. People saw the video yesterday. They saw him smashing his fist into the door repeatedly, and in a very threatening way. So that was ugly. And John, what do you want to say about that? It's not going to fly. It's not going to fly. Again, we've gotten court orders against him in the past. We can do it again. We can get court orders against him just as a safety measure. It worked in the past. He took it seriously. And yes, you're a disabled woman in the home. You could get an order of protection against him. It can be done. I think maybe we should look into it and get another one. I think you don't need to go to the courthouse to file it. You can do it online. It's an unusual circumstances, but it's not as unusual as you might think. So we'll talk about that off camera. Maybe set that in motion today. Okay, honey. Yeah, because you have nothing to lose. Nothing whatsoever. And it's a public record. And that seems to mean something to him. It did last time. Enough so that he moved out of the apartment for a couple of weeks even. Because he didn't trust himself, and it intimidated him enough that he left the apartment and stayed in his uncle's apartment for a couple of weeks. All right, I'm definitely looking into it after this because I don't like him punching that the door. That was like, okay, that was too close to my face. And I'm not saying he's a malicious person, but I'm saying he loses it. And mind you, when the last time that I got the court order of protection against him, I was advised to do that by my therapist. Not Kevin, a different therapist. I was seeing a really good therapist at the time. He advised me to get a court order against my own husband, and I did. At the time, I was getting ready to file for a divorce, actually, and then I fell. Would you still file for divorce now? If I thought it would, I, uh, well, I'll have to get on my feet fully first, and then I would have to. Why wouldn't you just file for divorce now? You have enough money to be on your own. You don't need his family's money. Do you want me to file for divorce? We'll talk off camera. I don't want to give you too much to think about right now. 16, 16. Double sevens. It's all right. Everything will take care of itself. As Paulie says, we'll sort it out. We'll sort it out, okay? It's good to talk. Yes. I love you. I love you too, honey. You want fettuccine too today? I do. Just make a small plate of. We'll do like a bunch of little dishes today. How's that? You have energy. I have enough energy for both of us. 5 o'clock now. We'll take another little lay down, and then move into the day together. Get up with the sun. Okay. Get up with the sunrise. We can move around quietly in the kitchen. He's still sleeping. We'll get all of our cooking done very early, and we'll be back in bed before he even gets up. That sounds kind of like a great idea. Yeah. And by the time we get out of the kitchen, it'll be time to feed the birds, and then we'll go back to bed. Oh, that sounds very good. And we'll have all of our breakfast and lunch already made, and not another thing to do. I love you. That's a great deal. Thanks, Mom and Dad. It's all right. Don't worry about a thing. John's brainstorming for the both of you. It'll be fine. Okay. Happy Black Friday. Happy Black Friday, everybody.